Today we're going to talk about Celtic knot. One of the questions that I get most frequently is, how do you make that design? And it's really not too complicated, but it just takes a little time. This is a piece of ash. It's about 6 inches long. I'm going to use about 3.5 inches of it as a pedestal for a bowl. So the Celtic knot starts with the piece that's square, piece of wood that's square, and then you make 4 cuts at an angle. This particular one is at 22.5 degrees, so you cut that through and you insert a different colored wood, in this case walnut, and you glue that in between the 2 pieces, and then you trim off the rest, the excess, when you're done. And then that takes glue it and leave it set overnight, and then turn it 90 degrees and do the same thing. And being there's 4 sides, it takes me about 4 days to make one of these. So once it gets to this point, then I mark it up. I'm going to use about 3.5 inches of this, and I'm going to put it in the lathe right now. And the first thing I'm going to do is cut a tenon on this end so I can reverse it and put it back in the lathe the other way. So let's start off here. And we'll bring the tailstock up and get it into the center and put some pressure on that, and then we're going to lock it down in here in the 4-jaw chuck. We don't want it to fly off there and do some damage. So now let's see if that's going to turn, and that looks like that's going to be all right. So we'll bring our tool rest up here, lock our tailstock in place, set the tool rest so that it doesn't, that it clears the workpiece. Then we'll proceed with the face shield. The first tool that we'll use is called a parting tool, and we're going to use that to establish the tenon on the end. And we're doing that so that we can then turn it around and put it in the 4-jaw chuck and round the piece. We want the tenon to be about 2 1/8 of an inch in diameter. And I have my caliper set here, and we're going to try that. That's still a little bit big. We've got to take some more off there. Try that again. Just about the right size. Let's get a little more off there. We use a skew. This is called a skew, and this will be to kind of square up the shoulders so we can mount it in the chuck. That's what a tenon is. We'll mount this in here. I think we'll turn on the lathe, get it spinning here, and then we'll let this find its own center. Reset the tool rest. Spin it by hand to see if it's going to clear the tool rest. And then I think we'll use a 1/2-inch bowl gouge, and we're going to start working this off, and you'll see the design of the Celtic knot appear. Let's see what that looks like. You can see the design beginning to appear. We're getting pretty close. Pretty much, let's just take just a little more off there. This is what we got. We're not done with this. More of this will have to be taken off, but this will eventually become a pedestal between a base and a bowl that will set on it. So we want it to be about 3.5 inches. So that's the best I can do in showing you how a Celtic knot is made. Thanks for watching.